Hey.
Hey.
Good morning.
Good morning. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you doing?
I've been better. Those 5 margaritas last night really did
you
their thing.
pretending as though I made you do that is
I know.
not.
I had to blame someone.
The cheeky little text this
Certainly
morning.
wasn't
Why
gonna
did you
be me.
make me have 5 margaritas? I don't recall that at all.
No.
I switched to a nice Pacifico because I'm not an animal. I'm have the shakes. Still a little hungover. It's fine.
The McDonald's breakfast did its thing.
It stabilized me from this to that, just like a slight shake.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of shakes and nerves, it's actually a huge, unbelievable, major day.
Massive.
And we have some really cool in the studio, so I guess we should introduce. Welcome to Disrespectfully
With Katie Maloney
and Dayna Kathan.
Unapologetically.
We're here to do what we want to do.
Spilling the tea.
Babe, you're going to see the power of women. Like,
Disrespectfully.
Georgia Hardstark of My Favorite Murder. Welcome to Disrespectfully.
Hi, I am so excited to be here. Thank you guys for having me. This
Thanks
is like,
for coming.
I'm like in the cool girls room.
This is what dreams are made of. And by the way, did it sound natural? I've been practicing that line for weeks. I've been like, how am I going to say it? Am I going to like pause or just go, like, did it land?
You did great. I feel so like seen and introduced.
Okay,
and
good.
Yeah.
It's quite strange watching you speak in front of me because your voice lives in my head. I mean, obviously there are crossover with our audience,
Yes.
the Coven. That's who we call our listeners, like your murderinos, and people have written in and obviously know, but then had started
listen. I know, like we're like cousins, I guess, probably.
Oh my
cousin
God, are we
podcast.
cousins?
Okay,
I've always wanted a
cute.
cousin. That's cool. Okay, love. So, I mean, for anyone who doesn't know, because I've listened to every episode 1,000 times. I put it on. It's my I talk to Katie all the time about when people tell us that our show is their comfort show. It's my biggest compliment
Oh my
because
God,
you guys are that. So I just like have it on. But for those who might not remember, tell me about was it the chicken or the murder? Like which came in terms of you and Karen, were you guys friends and then you started the show, or you bonded over?
We bonded over murder or true crime, and the fact that we're both obsessed with it, and none of our other friends wanted to like hear about it at all. So we met at a party. We had friends in common. We started talking about true crime, and like literally a month later, I was like, we should record this conversation. I think it's interesting, and no one will listen. And then it's 2016, and it fucking changed our lives so drastic. Like my life is so insanely different now because of it, in a great way, obviously. But yeah, we just kind of did it.
I mean, bonding over murder is sisterhood, I would
Yeah,
say.
that's
So
being
I'm really
just a
happy
girl.
to hear that.
That's right. Because we're not supposed to be interested in it. And like, we're like kind of shamed for it. But then that's like not what we mean. We don't think Ted Bundy's hot. We think we want to talk about the victims because we've all been.
Relate to people that
Yeah.
are more relatable in those stories.
Right.
Absolutely.
Well, the thing is, I think that it is a common misconception. And by the way, people do fetishize true crime. And I
Yes.
actually love in your Rewind series how you address a lot of that and how you were possibly looking at things for a certain lens when you were first starting out. And again, you're just like doing the show and thinking like, who's going to listen to everyone?
Yeah.
Apparently, everyone is going to listen to
Oops,
it.
yeah.
But when did you guys realize that, like, as this journey, as you're telling these stories? Because I appreciate so much about how victim-centric MFM is. I don't really listen to a lot of other true crime anymore because
Right.
I think a lot of people lose the plot. But
Yeah.
when did that kind of come into the forefront?
I mean, we were both always more interested in that than, the like glamorizing serial killers. And so I think in the very beginning, we just focused on that, and we got so many messages from other women. I mean, it's like 90-something% women, which is great, saying, same, and thank you for either not making me feel ashamed that this thing has happened to me or that I put myself in the situation. And like, because we all done that. And Karen and I have been through so much shit ourselves that it was really easy to just to be like, nobody's perfect, but we're in it together.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, I'm amazed I'm alive sometimes.
Right?
With some of the things I've done. It's like,
Seriously.
saying them out loud, people are like, Katie,
Oh my God.
why would you do that? Why would you like stay in a hotel room with a stranger you met at an airport because you got booted off a flight? I don't know. Seemed like a good plan. Seemed like I was doing the noble thing by saying like, hey, come stay with me.
Yeah.
Stranger.
Or walk to your car at like downtown LA in the middle of the fucking night when you're like
Yeah.
16. Like, what were we
Blacking
doing?
out, and I'm in the back of a Honda Civic with a man that's 21 and I'm 16, drinking out of a crinkled Kirkland Sig water bottle, something I don't know. I'm assuming it's Monarch
Yeah.
vodka,
Oh, Jesus.
and then like going into a field. And I feel like it's a collective experience, particularly that women have.
Yeah.
And like, so on a hometown, my Minnesota or whatever was read my story about my mom. So
It was?
it was.
Oh my God.
Episode 389,
Oh my
guys.
God,
Go
what
back and
story was it?
listen. My mom served coffee to the Green River Killer.
Holy fucking, yeah, because you're from Seattle.
I'm from Seattle.
Oh,
so
my God.
he was, a like totally normal seeming guy and
Yeah.
whatever. And you know, growing up, she was really into true crime, but also rotted my brain because why was I watching
Same, yeah,
2020 and
exactly.
Dateline and CSI and all those things? But I was already really hyper paranoid, and I don't think it's like a fascination. Like we think this is fun.
No,
women at any time, everyone, but women particularly are so vulnerable.
Yeah, we're trying to like see
not be
what could
murdered.
happen. Yeah, and I like these things that we did that are so stupid. Like we just got lucky that we weren't with a murderer or someone who murdered us in that moment.
Yeah.
We know that, and I want to like. I have so much anxiety. I feel like when I read these stories, I'm kind of like preparing myself for things that could happen and like trying to get myself out of them a little bit.
Has it affected like your mental health discussing this so much? Okay, so what is that? What's the story on that?
I mean, I've always been fascinated by this, and I've always had anxiety and depression. And so it definitely ramps up the anxiety, even though it makes me feel like I'm soothing it in a lot of ways.
Mm-hmm.
I would have it anyways. I just now can't take a break from true crime like I used to be able to. But, you know, so I'm on meds and therapy and all that.
And do you watch
absolutely
like Disney Channel movies or something?
Man, I watch the fucked up shit. I love it. I just watch the
just like for balance, you know what I mean? Like a palate cleanser after like all the gore or scariness. I don't know. Sometimes I need like, I don't know, some
cats and dogs.
Yeah. I mostly stay on cat TikTok. That's what I do. I just watch basically all of that. Did you watch, I'm actually curious just in terms of true crime from a both fictional and non-fictional place. Did you watch the Ryan Murphy Monsters series? Have you watched it? I'm curious your thoughts in general about that area.
Yeah. I've watched, there's like 4 of them or 3 of them.
Is it Menendez brothers, Ed Gein?
I didn't watch Ed Gein. It's, what's his face too? Dahmer.
Yeah.
I thought those were, I watched Dahmer and Menendez brothers, and they're like entertaining TV shows. You know, how much they have to do with true crime, I don't know, but it's just entertainment. It's like pure entertainment in a way that like I don't really connect with what we're doing with that, but you know, it's still fascinating.
That's how I feel about it. Like you watched the Ed Gein, I watched some of it because you were telling me about it. I feel like that's kind of where I draw the line. I didn't watch the Dahmer one, and a lot of times it's very rarely that I'll skip an episode of your guys or like be like, I cannot listen to this because it's too fucked up. But if I have never heard the case and it's new, I just try not to expose my brain to any more than I already know because my pool of it is so vast. So it's like, if I already know about it, I'm already traumatized, but I just don't particularly, and I'm not shaming anyone. I understand why people also like that, but it's just like,
no, you need to.
I like it all. I mean, but I'm not trying to consume too much because I don't know, just being a weird headspace. But the most recent ones I watched was the girl, Ellen, what's her name? Ellen
DeGeneres burst in.
She was stabbed and they ruled it as a suicide.
Wait, what the fuck?
In the back. She was
like
stabbed
20 times,
yeah.
including in the back and like the head and shit.
And the one
wait,
forensic
what was
specialist,
that called? Because you were just telling me about this.
It's all over the
death in apartment something.
I haven't watched that, but I know the story.
But her name is Ellen something.
I know the case.
Yeah,
but I haven't seen
the forensic specialist was like, I've seen
Ellen Greenberg.
Yeah. Thank you. So I've seen stabbing suicides, but never someone stabbing themselves in the back.
Yeah, that's like kind of not a thing that people do.
So what do you like? What do you think happened there?
Well, I don't know. I think they should reopen the case. Probably. I haven't read all about it yet, but like clearly that's just like a big red flag that it's not suicide. Right?
Yeah, and they had the security camera footage of her boyfriend like coming up and leaving at those times, and also that the door lock was broken, like it kicked in from the inside. So like how it was locked behind, I don't know.
Well, that's what I do love about true crime is like that's probably going to get reopened because attention's, I mean, it's also the white woman syndrome where it's like only these cases get reopened. Correct. But I do like that true crime, the world we're in tries to like bring some attention to those fucked up cases.
It really makes me lose faith in the justice world because of how many botched jobs that are happening by police and cover-ups that happen. Like that's watching these shows just makes me angry for those reasons alone.
Well, the Green River Killer had like paint, specific kinds of paint that he used when he painted these trucks. That was his job. Right. And they like found those paint chips on the fucking victims. They could have been analyzed and connected to truck paint. And nope, they didn't fucking do that.
And they had pinged him multiple times. It wasn't like they had been building this case and then one day he was arrested. He was looked at for various reasons because the evidence was pointing in that direction. Right. It's like, okay, so back then technology wasn't what it is today, but even in the technology today, there's still so many fuck ups. And you're like, how does that happen? And If we take like corruption out of like
Right.
it still goes on, and it's just like why. And also, by the way, not fun fact, my mom's coffee shop, which was not Starbucks, it was Tully's back in the day, was on Pack Highway, and that's
my
where
God,
he
yeah.
hunted. That's where he got one hunt, because Pack Highway, if you're from the South Seattle area, you know, it's big with sex work. It was a huge, that's where all the sex workers were. And so he was like working in the area, getting coffee, just acting totally normal, and then coming back at night
It's
and
so
just being a
creepy.
completely different person.
Anne Rule's book about the Green River Killer is really, really fascinating. I love her.
You guys love her so much. I just listened to an episode the other day where I can't remember what the case was, but it was the young guy, he's married to a young girl, and then he has a wrestling coach or something, and then there's a power dynamic that flips because he like saves the coach's life one day. The coach has a serious alcohol problem. I should have written this down, who the name was. Someone at home is listening and was like, I just listened to
Oh
that
my
too.
God. We've done 500 episodes. I can't
Which is,
even remember.
after I record, friends, family were like, oh, what did you talk about today? And I was like, I'm worried.
No
I'm not
idea.
sure. I could have said anything.
Seriously.
But you guys were talking about Anne Rule specifically,
Yeah.
and like how she tells stories.
Yeah.
And so
And we found her when we were young. Her, Stranger Beside Me, Ted Bundy book was just like so influential on my creepy little goth mind back then.
wait, give them a little rundown of who she is and like how.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't know who this
Sorry.
lady
No,
is.
yeah,
People
Anne
who are listening.
Rule, she's dead now, but she was a writer and she had been a detective, and then she was also a crime writer. She worked at a suicide prevention hotline next to Ted Bundy, and that was her first
Wait, Ted Bundy worked a suicide hotline?
Yeah.
That's chilling.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
So she writes this whole book about him and what he's done and finding out who he was and not believing it. Even they're like, his name is Ted and he drives this kind of VW bug.
People
and
knew
she's
the
like,
car.
no way. There's no way. They wouldn't. Yeah. So she just started writing these incredible true crime books, and they're just some of the best out there, I think. She's female, and that kind of helps.
And was not
Yes.
a victim of Ted Bundy.
Somehow, like a friend.
That's crazy.
I do have one more hometown to tell you
Okay,
right
tell
now in
me.
your life.
Tell
I
me.
have a connection to Ted Bundy too.
Of course,
And
because you're from
Seattle.
Pacific Northwest.
So
yeah.
unfortunately, I can't verify this because I don't talk to my dad, but my dad did tell me this when I was young and I distinctly remember it. And he is from Wenatchee, which is like the middle of the state. So he went to
Yes.
high school in Wenatchee, and then everyone kind of went to Seattle. One of his first victims, I can't remember her name right now. For some reason, I feel like the last name is like Hawkins or
Regina
something.
Hawkins, yes.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay, Hawkins. She was at UW dating a guy that was in a frat. She had to study for a test, so he was like, you can't stay here tonight. She was in a sorority that was like
Yeah.
300 feet away or something. So she was going home. She was never seen again. My dad went to high school with the boyfriend. He was from Wenatchee also.
Wow.
So yes, Seattle, that's just, or like the Bay Area for
Yeah.
Karen, like it's just, there's hot spots. So I will say it's always been a problem, which again, when we're talking about me being 16 with these older boys sneaking to Seattle, because I
Yeah.
grew up in Federal Way, which is 40 minutes south.
Yeah.
I was in the downtown area sneaking into bars that would let us in. And I'm like, that was the most irresponsible, like 16-year-old. Like, I'm so lucky that nothing happened.
Yeah.
But I would say in the last 10 years, it's gotten progressively worse. And I'm not surprised to hear that. As the air turns crisp and the holidays draw near, comfort becomes the best gift of all. Quince delivers layers that last, sweaters, outerwear, and everyday essentials that feel luxurious, look timeless, and make holiday dressing and gifting, effortless.
Quince has it all. $50 Mongolian cashmere sweaters made for everyday wear, denim that never goes out of style, silk tops and skirts that add polish, and down outerwear built to take on the season. Perfect for gifting or upgrading your own wardrobe.
Honestly, Quince Italian wool coats are at the top of my list. Like the cuts feel designer and the quality rivals high-end brands, but without the high-end markup.
By working directly with ethical, top-tier factories, Quince skips the middleman and offers prices 50% less than similar brands.
It's a kind of wardrobe upgrade that feels smart, stylish, and effortless. Like I just got Quince's Mongolian cashmere oversized V-neck sweater, and I love it. It's become a staple of the fall fits.
Cute. I'm gonna have to check that out. Step into the holiday season with layers made to feel good, look polished, and last. From Quince. Perfect for gifting or keeping for yourself. Go to quince.com/disrespectfully for free shipping on your order and 365-day returns.
Now available in Canada too. That's QUINCE.com/disrespectfully to get free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/disrespectfully.
Most holiday gifts end up in a drawer or the back of your closet or accidentally left at your cousin's house. Not this one. Mint Mobile is offering unlimited premium wireless for $15 a month. That's their best deal of the year, aka only holiday gift you'll actually use every single day.
Mint Mobile's best deal of the year is happening right meow. Get a 3, 6, or 12-month unlimited plan for $15 a month. All Mint Mobile plans come with high-speed data and unlimited talk and text on the nation's largest 5G network. You can bring your current phone number over to Mint. No contracts, no nonsense.
Don't get them socks. Get them premium wireless for $15 a month. Shop Mint Unlimited plans at mintmobile.com/disrespectfully. That's mintmobile.com/disrespectfully.
Limited time offer, upfront payment of $45 for 3 months, $90 for 6 months, or $180 for 12-month plan required, $15 a month equivalent. Taxes and fees extra, initial plan term only. More than 35 gigabytes might slow when the network is busy. Capable device required. Availability, speed, and coverage varies. See mintmobile.com. Okay, I'm so glad you brought up Vince because I would like to know your origin story. I know your proposal, and I think that for anyone who hasn't heard about that, I'd like to have you share your proposal story.
My proposal
I don't
story?
know it, so tell me.
Because it's so funny to me that you were like taken aback by it. But like, when did you and Vince meet? How'd you meet? What's the business?
So I met him when I was like 33 or so in like 2013. He had just moved to LA. We were friends, had a bunch of friends in common. He was a comedian. And I had a tons of friends who were comedians. We met at a party. We totally hit it off. And then we started dating. And he was so quiet and like wouldn't share with me when we were dating. And I knew we had a connection because of that first night. And so I was like, dude, I need you to talk more. And he has not stopped talking. It's great. But I guess he was just nervous. I don't know. So we date forever. Then he proposes and we were going to go to Vegas. Is this what you're talking about? Like, you really want to hear this?
Yes,
horrible?
I think it's
the least romantic proposal.
No, that's why I think it's really romantic. So like that's just how I take it. So please share, unless you think that you don't want to.
No, I love it because I've been proposed to one time before that, and it was the most romantic proposal in the world, and he sucked. And so getting proposed to by the best guy in the world in a really fucking non-romantic way is like, okay. It's like, it's okay.
They talk about that on Sex and the City. They're like, the better the wedding, the worse the marriage.
Right.
The worse the wedding, the better the marriage.
Yeah.
Like, you never know.
Yeah.
True.
So we were supposed to go to Vegas. I kind of knew he was going to propose. I got my nails done and shit. I kind of had an idea. And then he got like violently ill with the stomach flu. So we came home from urgent care. We were like canceling our plans. And I was like, okay. He comes out of the kitchen and just goes, will you marry me? I love you and I want to be with you forever. Will you marry me? And got down on his knee in our like 1-bedroom apartment on the carpet. And I was like, okay. But it was just so like, he's like, I just wanted to do it. I don't care where it happens. So it was like,
That
sweet.
is romantic.
No, I think
I don't
that's
need like a big.
No, that is
Yeah.
like someone that just genuinely wants to marry the fuck out of you is just going to
Yeah.
ask you on an impulse like that is, well, planned impulse. But you know,
Yeah.
I think that's romantic.
Yeah.
I do too.
I don't know. Fuck the hidden photographers and the words
Right.
written out on the beach. Like that just makes me, I don't know. I get
Cringy.
embarrassed.
It's
I don't
not for
know.
you. It's for some. It's like performative.
And some people,
Yes.
want that. And I'm not
Yeah.
saying like it can be genuine, but to me, yeah, I'm so much more. I think it's more intimate like that.
Yeah.
And also, he's to propose when you have the stomach. Have you ever had the fucking stomach flu? That's love. Like
Yeah.
that's
We just come
real.
home with like Gatorade and shit.
You said he was on the carpet, or I was like, doing what? I was like worried for him, but he's like, he just proposed. Like that's incredible.
He's awesome. He's the best. Like we don't remember our anniversaries ever. We have to like take his wedding ring off to see the date that we got married because we forget. Like it's just like not a big thing for us or me or him, I guess. Luckily. I mean, I need something here and there, you know, and he knows that, but not a ton. He's just nice.
What? So how you met through friends at a party?
Mm-hmm.
What is y'all's connection to like the whole like punk rock?
So Vince has been into hardcore, like straight edge hardcore, punk rock since high school. He's older than I am, so that was like a real Gen X thing, you know, like Minor Threat and all that
Yeah.
fun, Gorilla Biscuits, all the good stuff. And he took his money that he got from graduation to open a record company and put out like this hardcore record. It's like this Jihad split 7-inch that's like famous in that world now. So he's just always been into that. And then I just got into like, when I was like 13 or so, just got into like Dead Kennedys and just all kinds of like punk like that as well. So we both kind of just had really similar experiences. I mean, obviously mine's very different because I'm a girl and we're treated very differently.
Right.
But yeah, there's just a lot of weird little connections there.
I love it. Do you guys still like go to shows and you went to Oasis, yeah?
Yeah, oh my God.
I was about to answer for you, and I'm like, maybe I should let her talk because I'm just watching everything she fucking does.
Oh
Sorry,
my God. We went to Oasis in Edinburgh, Scotland, which is like where you have like, it just was so fucking incredible. I know you went too.
Yeah,
in London, right?
We went to Wembley and then saw them in LA as
Isn't
well.
it a different experience when you're like where they're from?
Yeah, because everyone's just chugging beers
and they're so friendly.
It was
nice.
like a water park of like beer. Like the way people were just like every person was just carrying 6 beers for themselves.
Yeah.
I was like, this is amazing.
It was so incredible.
No, it
you
was
last night. You brought a little flavor, a little Wembley to Los Angeles. Good for you.
But yeah, no, it was incredible.
What did you guys do last night? Did you guys go out a lot?
We went to same place we go every week, Casa Vega.
No, we just had some friends in town, so we got a dinner, and
yeah,
that's.
I don't
what
know,
ended up
just those margaritas start to taste real.
Those are good
but they're
margaritas.
strong,
And then
too.
chips and salsa, and you're just
And
Yeah.
guac, chips, salsa. Yeah. Next thing you know, it's like the place is closing down. They're like kicking us out. And
I left early because that's just who I am. Like when I'm ready to go, I'm ready to go. But I left because I was like, I have to wash and dry my hair and pace around because we have Georgia tomorrow. So I'm going to actually have to go.
I did
and
that
that's
too.
what
I was like, I got to wash my hair. Also, you guys how do you do 10 a.m. podcasting, by the way? Like,
not well.
I don't understand.
I'm like half dead half the time.
We were
Like,
texting this morning because I was like, I feel disjointed because I feel like I'm in trouble. Like I'm late for something, but because it was like 10 o'clock and I'm like, I'm supposed to be somewhere. Like I'm going to the principal's office. And then I was like, what do I even do with my time?
I feel like you guys are big enough that you can demand the like 1 o'clock, 3 o'clock spot or something.
I love that you feel that way about us. I'm going to claim that goddamn energy.
We actually recorded earlier. We started doing that because she had her corporate job that she had to play hooky from during the morning time. So that way she could go finish the day.
Yeah.
That's true. Okay. So that's where it stemmed from. And then we just continued it.
Yeah.
Okay. So when you and Georgia started,
Karen.
back to you're Georgia. I'm speaking to you. You can keep that in, Allison. When you and Karen started, what were your jobs at the time? Like, because I've heard different things about like the Gap and whatever, but what were you doing when you're, and by the way, I just want to give you so much kudos because people don't understand how difficult it actually is to start and maintain a podcast. And so the fact, did you guys put it out independently initially?
Yeah.
That is unheard of. Like, that's so incredible.
Well, yeah, we got really, I mean, there's so much luck that like went into all of it. So she was writing on TV shows. She wrote on Baskets, and she was
I love that show. But it's not
incredible.
But
So she was writing on TV shows, which is like a very full-time job. And I was doing this weird like cooking channel, cocktail, travel personality thing that I had also created out of nothing and was kind of like on the like tail end of that. Like there wasn't really much further I could take it. And we both had podcasts, like comedy podcasts before that. So like, I think, every fucking comedian in LA had a comedy podcast. So it wasn't scary or new to us. It was like, oh, we can start a podcast. Everyone has a fucking podcast.
Mm-hmm.
So that was really helpful. So we both did it, and she worked 2 jobs like the whole time until finally I was like, this is real. She didn't believe me that it was going to be real. I was like, I swear to God, this is happening. We're selling merch. And so she got to quit her dream job of writing on TV shows to talk about murder with me for 10 fucking years.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
God, 10 years.
Wait, you
that
started
is so
in
crazy.
2015 or
16.
2016?
Yeah. We're about to do 10. It's about to be 10 years.
I mean,
Happy
I feel like
anniversary.
podcasting like was still not everyone had a podcast
Right.
back then. Now, hello.
No.
But
Look
Yeah.
at us, scumbags.
I love it. I think everyone should have a podcast.
I think it's
the
so
best.
fun.
Yeah.
I don't think just because there's so many out there that you shouldn't start one. I mean,
No.
if you have an interesting opinion on
Right.
things, then fucking go for it.
Yeah.
Well, we both had former, but she was on a network. I put one out independently, and I only did 12 episodes, but I did it myself. I produced it, got guests, did all the things.
Yeah.
And then I had started, it's when I left Vanderpump and I started working in the corporate world again. And I couldn't do both. And so I was like, I'm done doing this. But the person who had kind of helped me or guided me on getting that started, I was like, but everyone has a podcast. And she was like, Dayna, there's a million good movies in the world. Do you think people should stop
Right.
making movies because there's a million good movies? Like if
No.
you have something to say, people inherently want to hear from each other.
Totally.
You know?
Just be interesting and like have your own take on things, obviously, and people want to listen to it. It's just
Mostly it's just like burping into the microphone for an hour.
Yeah, we're actually.
wanna hear it.
I heard an old episode where you burped, and I was like, "She is like us."
you
for
guys
real.
have like the hot dog thing. We've got like the animals.
7-Eleven food, just burps.
Yeah.
and cats. Like,
Ours is like that and true crime. Basically,
You like horror films?
I do.
Are you a horror film? Or is it like, 'cause I feel, maybe I'm assuming just because you're aura, but because we're big, I was just curious, like, what's your favorite scary movie?
Oh my God. I mean,
or what's your favorite genre if it's not horror?
I guess ghost stories.
I was gonna say, do you like ghosts?
I love. And what's the one with
Yeah.
Nicole Kidman that's so fucking good?
The Others.
God, that
Others.
movie is
I forgot about that.
so disturbing.
Slept on, not talked about enough. It's really good.
And I love that.
Do you have any paranormal experiences?
Yeah, but I don't believe them.
Oh,
Interesting.
I have
so you
some.
gaslight yourself.
Yeah. I think that I don't know. I believe that there's more to everything, but I just don't think that we've experienced it, even though I have experienced it. I think it was like my imagination, or maybe like there was a gas leak that like, or an inner ear thing.
Oh, okay.
Like I just saw
Are you a scuba diver? Like, what are you talking about?
like I saw things as a little kid,
Mhm.
but come on. But like,
Look, I believe to each their own. If you want to
Yes.
believe, you don't. My
Yeah.
sister,
I want to.
my
I want
sister
to.
doesn't at all. We grew up in a very haunted house. I know it's real, and like
Yeah.
I don't even need to be validated. Like I just have had so many, including being physically assaulted
Oh my
by
God.
ghost two demons, and it's just like.
I believe you.
Yeah,
Like,
so it's like I think some people are open to it, some aren't. I think the more open you are, the more likely or possible
Right.
it is for it to happen.
Right.
But
I just never had an experience as an adult that can't be explained. And I'm like open to it too. And I stay in creepy fucking hotels. My house is old as shit. Like it should be.
You're just primed for it.
I'm here and open and ready, which I think is the problem. You can't be, right? You have to be like,
I think you have to be more open to it,
Right?
right?
Okay.
I think you have to like let the veil become extremely thin.
Yeah.
okay.
I think the people that are more deniers maybe don't see. So maybe it's the
Yeah.
subconscious denying in your. I don't know.
Maybe. I feel like dreams though probably are a little more like connected to that.
Do you like when people tell you about their dreams?
I don't know because people don't. Nobody likes that unless it's about themselves.
I know. I love telling people my dreams, and like I remember Stassi would get so mad at me when I
do
tell her
it
about my
too.
dreams.
I do it.
Every morning I wake up, I was like, Nick, I just have to tell you about my dream.
well, unfortunately, I wish most of my dreams are terrors. So I
no.
wish I could remember them less, but I
Yeah.
unfortunately remember them all in great detail. So
You told me about your dream last night.
I had a nightmare last night. I texted Katie first thing this morning and said, "Oh boy, didn't like that at all."
Oh
She
my
didn't even. It wasn't even
God.
asking for it, but
You
know.
had night terrors?
yeah, it's
dad does, too.
the horrors persist, but so do I. It's like I relate to you as I mean SSRI, mood stabilizer, the whole
Have you
nine.
tried ketamine therapy?
Well,
Or
I can't talk about that here, but if you know what
No,
I mean.
no, no, it's okay. Like,
I've tried many therapies,
Okay.
and we're just trying to get through it. But
sorry, I'm used to being able to say anything you fucking want on my.
oh no, I allude to it. I'm like, there's no reason I know what it feels like to have a nice breast bill of ecstasy. I don't know what you're talking about. Well, yeah, and I love how open you guys are about those experiences, and we definitely are too. Can I ask you a quick sidebar, Random?
Yeah.
How did it come to be Karen singing the intro? Because when that song, I pussy pop on a handstand when that comes on. It's such a bop. I'm like, can we put this on Spotify? Like, how did that? She just wanted to do it, and you're like, this is perfect.
It was so homegrown. I was just like, we're gonna start this. Nothing matters. I mean, it's a thing that would not happen now. You know what I mean? Like, we probably would get turned down by every network if we pitched My Favorite Murder now. But then it was like, do whatever the fuck you want. It's very DIY.
Mhm.
So she went home and played and did that as a like idea of what it would sound like and played it for me. And I was like, that's it. Who cares? Moving on. Like, I'm not a perfectionist because it's a fucking waste of time. It was fine. Let's do it. It doesn't have to be perfect. It is perfect because it's not perfect. So boom.
Is she strumming on the guitar?
Mm-hmm.
She just plays guitar?
Oh yeah, she plays guitar. She's like a
Of course.
comedy guitar album, which I know sounds horrible, but it's actually the fucking funniest.
Raleigh's eyes, just
The
she's going to find it the
funniest.
second we get out of here. She's like, content.
I mean,
editor.
she's so fun. And I knew who she was before I met her. I was like kind of a fangirl of Mr. Show. And I totally knew who she was. So when I saw her at a friend's like comedy party, I was like, oh my God, I'm going to make that girl be friends with me. It's Karen Kilgariff. She's so cool.
I love that.
And I did it. I fucking made her be my friend.
You did.
And then my like work partner.
I love how that works out
Yeah.
sometimes.
Yeah.
You're going to be my friend. Me trying to touch your fingers. Okay, I am basically living everyone's wet dream right now. Who cares about any of this? Because I do need to ask you about a few cases
Oh my God. Okay.
that I just need your specific opinion on.
Okay.
And I've heard them all, so I'm sorry if you have covered this, but there are just certain that stick in my mind. So you were saying podcasts weren't really a thing at the inception of yours. The first podcast I ever listened to was Serial, season 1.
Yeah.
And
I think
we
it's
wouldn't
all
exist.
baby's first podcast
Yes.
for everybody.
Even before we were doing this, I've always been such a huge consumer of podcasts in general. It's just a media that I love.
Yeah, same.
That case fucks me up to this day, and there's all that, he's acquitted,
I go
and now they're
back
bringing
and
it back.
forth.
So Who do you think did it? What do you think happened? If you are not familiar, I'm talking about the case of Adnan Syed, who was convicted actually of murdering Heyman Lee. And there's one element of the case I get stuck on when I feel really confident that I know what happened. But
Which one?
Jay knowing where the car was. I can't let it go.
I agree. And I think they fed him information, but that doesn't mean I don't think that Adnan is guilty. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think a lot of the evidence matters anymore because it's so corrupted.
Okay, so yeah, what's your main takeaway? Is that it was just such a mess of a case, or like what do you, based on what the evidence that there is, like what do you think happened?
I think it's really weird that the guy who found her body,
Mr. S.
Yeah, he had to pee. He pulled over in this really specific spot, walked into this really specific spot, and found a buried body. Like that's. I don't.
And when they were looking at the photos,
they
were looking at the photos of the scene, the detective had to identify is it Sarah Koenig?
Like point out
where she was because
it
was so hard to see.
Yeah. So that's there's so many suspicious things. I want to think that Adnan did it, but there are so many mitigating factors that I can't say for sure. And I think part of the reason there are so many of those mitigating factors is because it was such a fucked up case and so terribly handled. But I think I wouldn't be surprised if it turns out he did it. You know what I mean?
It's so hard for me because I know that people lie. There was the gal whose name escapes me right now, but she worked for the Innocence Project and was the freelancer that helped Sarah in this journey. And she said, like, you're just not that lucky to get the sociopath who's able to lie like that. And the way that does exist in the world, but he was so young, and the way that in his conversations he's so emotional, and he's like, I'm not scared of anything about this case. Test all the evidence.
Yeah.
Like, I know I didn't do this. It's so compelling, but then it's like, but why would Jay make that up?
But also, there was no payphone where the boyfriend said there was a fucking payphone. The boyfriend is so suspicious to me too. Like
You're talking about who the current boyfriend was at the time. Heyman's boyfriend, who was, what was his name? Don.
And his fucking time card doesn't add.
His mom worked for the lens crafters that he worked for. It was his manager, and his alibi was this time card that was stamped, but I don't think that's a kind of a conflict of interest. I would say
it is. Like, yeah, your what's it called? Alibi can't be your mom or your wife because they'll lie for you.
They can't testify against you, basically, or
right. Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't lie for Vince, but I love him. But
would you not?
No. I mean,
would it depend on who he murdered?
What if he hadn't murdered anyone and I fucking knew it, and so I lied about his alibi? But then it seems like he did it.
Right.
So as a hunch, I wouldn't. No. You know what I would do? I'd get a lawyer. That's all you can do.
Yeah.
Smart. I think the overarching theme in all of this is don't talk to anyone ever. Wait till you have an attorney. Just say, I'm not
a lawyer.
Get a lawyer, no matter, even if you are innocent, you think you are. Shh.
Shut the fuck up.
What do you think about Karen Reed?
Oh, I love that. I don't think she did it.
I don't think she did it either. So who do you think did?
I think that the dog attacked because they tried to get in a fight and they brought him out. Those people are so fucking sketchy. All the players all
the police, especially that they're all involved in law enforcement, is crazy to me. They never went inside the house when they were there. It's just all the things. I don't think she did it.
I think she should get the fuck out of that town because there's going to be an accident.
And she's suing them now.
Yeah,
and good. I hope I think that the evidence was not there, especially in when I was like, I could kind of see it, but reviewing it, to your point, I think it was an accident. I don't think any of them tried to kill him. I think there was a fight. Something happened with the dog, and then they're like, oh my God, he's dead. We now need to pin it on, this is an easy scapegoat.
Right. They blamed it on the wrong fucking girl. She's saucy.
Something I actually love about her is how unlikable she is.
Totally.
And I think that someone is usually needing to be pious or seem like viewed in a certain way, but she's not likable. That doesn't mean she's a fucking murderer. It doesn't mean she did it. Like, I like that she's also trying to get shit-faced all the time.
Yeah. I'm like... She's like hooking up with another guy. Like, she's messy and she owns it. And I love that. But
let it all hang out.
And it makes you think, like, she did not do this. Why would she show how messy she is, and then try to hide this one last little piece? You can't do that.
No. Mm-mm. Okay, I have it on my note. I just want to make sure I'm not missing this. This is the best thing that's ever happened to me. I love so much. I would say one that I would like to hear from for you. Number one, the Idaho 4. Because have you guys talked about it on the podcast?
We've talked about the case and the documentary, but we haven't covered the story.
Is there a reason you haven't covered it?
I think we're just waiting for it to play out, and it's just so, there's some that are just so awful,
Heartbreaking,
and there's
yeah.
no like, we really like the ones that have some kind of hope at the end of the story. And this one just doesn't. It's just so like, there's no way to end it on a, you know, inspiring or positive note. It's so fucking sad and so awful.
Do you think he did it? He's obviously been convicted.
No, he
now, but
did it.
He did.
Yeah,
Well, okay,
yeah.
no, I know that in my bones of the
Yeah.
way that people are still freaks out there. Are you
What?
familiar with? Oh, people are still like, there's a conspiracy. It was multiple. It was fucking him, and he's
And he was hanging out in the fucking forest for 30 fucking days before that, making friends with the dog.
Yeah.
So when please.
he was also. He reminds me a lot of. Have you ever seen Murder by Numbers?
No.
With Sandra Bullock and Ryan Gosling and this other kid. And it's basically these two kids that are brainiacs, or one's like charismatic and one's brainiac,
Yeah.
and they basically think they can beat the system. Like
Yeah.
they plant all this evidence to like mislead them. He to me is that. Like he's a
He
true
thought he could do that.
sociopath, fucking loser,
Yeah.
unspecial piece of shit. And he thought he could rig the system. And he
Wait,
failed
wasn't he going to school for like to be a forensic-
criminology.
a
He went to
criminology?
my alma mater. I went to Washington
Gross.
State University.
Yeah.
So I know that he was, then it is a 15-minute ride. Are you familiar with Olivia Gonzalez?
Yeah.
The sister of
yes,
Kaylee.
Yes.
She gave the most impactful
I remember.
victim
yeah.
impact speech I have ever heard in my life. It gave me full body chills. She's now on TikTok and I'm following her. She's incredible. Did you see this recently? These people are making some low budget bullshit movie about this case that was just wrapped. It's still so traumatizing.
No.
And one of the girls that's playing Kaylee is doing TikToks, like dances, like dressed as Kaylee and being like,
I don't like that.
It's so uncouth and disgusting. And Olivia stitched it and was like, hey, just, know, this isn't iconic. This isn't cute. My sister's not a character. She's a fucking person.
This is what's so hard about doing true crime is that there's this really fucking thin line between exploitation and reverence.
Yes.
And I think we get blamed a lot, and we try really hard, and I'm sure we've crossed the line many times accidentally or without understanding what we were doing. That crossing that line, and you just can't like, that's another reason we won't cover these cases is like, I don't want the sister to fucking turn her podcast on and see that we're talking about,
Yeah.
Yeah.
like we even messaged before. There was a guy whose brother was a victim in this old murder, and he's like, please never say my brother's name or cover this story. And we haven't. We won't. Like, it's hard. It's a hard balance there.
It's humanity.
Yeah.
That needs to remain intact.
Right.
There was a gal whose name I can't remember, but I have like two stories about different sides of the coin of this.
Mhm.
You guys had covered, and she actually came to a live show. She was the one who the security guard
Yes.
was, who had assaulted her, and she was so brave and so incredible. And she covered it, and then wanted to come to the live show and discuss.
Yeah.
And she's such a survivor. And Karen loves the I Survive show
Yeah.
in general. So you love those
That was
because when you're
incredible.
looking for moments of hope in such a dark area
Yeah.
of media. I thought that was so inspiring. But then on the flip side, one of the ones you guys had covered was a gal who is, and trigger warning, sexual assault. Usually when it's a sexual assault, I can't listen to it.
Mhm.
She was,
I know exactly what
she
you're
was
talking about.
working late night in an office. A man came in. He was wearing a horrible, disgusting costume, sexually assaulted her, left her alive. And you guys had covered it. But then she wrote in and wanted to tell her own story. And I
Mhm.
thought that was really incredible in the way that she did.
Mhm.
And I listened to the whole thing because I wanted to hear it from her. Like I
Yeah.
wanted her to have that space. And I thought
Yeah.
that was really cool that you guys did that and that she felt brave enough to write that in.
Well, we don't think we're super smart, and so when people who are listening or anyone tells us we did something wrong, it's like, great, let's learn
More
from
of
this and move forward. I think is like an important thing to do in life, not just be defensive all the time.
Well, we're different in that way because me and Katie never do anything wrong.
I'm
On this
always
podcast,
right.
I've never been
That's so
wrong in my
crazy.
life. Well, curious if you've heard. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh no, I was gonna say the other case you wanted to hear about.
A bunch of them, but
A
this
big
is not,
one.
this isn't a case yet, but something is happening here. So I'm just curious, as a resident of LA,
Mhm.
have you heard about the Ted Bundy of the Valley?
No. Yes, the apartment that he broke into and killed the guy next door. No.
Nope.
Oh no, are you talking about the guy that is asking people for help?
Yes.
Oh,
so
no.
there's
Moving
a
a
guy.
box from from his backseat to the trunk or something. It's
So
Never
it-
help a man do
No,
anything.
no, and I love
Worst.
also the way that you guys fuck politeness. And I said in my hometown, my mom really instilled in my young, but
Yeah.
that is such important messaging and
Yeah.
something that the ethos of that show that I'm so glad more young women especially need to
Yeah.
hear that. The power of social media, this guy, all these women started sharing it and then they all connected it. There's been 20 incidents of a guy in a car. One girl got a photo of him. He looks like a fucking
Holy
creep.
shit.
Coming up to them and saying like, hey, my arm is broken. Can you help me put this
Fuck
from here to my trunk? And luckily none of them have fallen. It is the Ted Bundy playbook. So also if you're in the greater Los Angeles area and you haven't heard about this, look it up on TikTok and just be vigilant. There's a grown man doesn't need your help.
No, totally. But children too. It's like we always hear these. It's like he's not going to ask a child for directions.
Correct.
He's not going to ask a woman to help him carry a thing, especially if he's aware of what we like go through all the time. It's just creepy.
I was just curious if that was on your guys' radar because it's been happening. I'm like, people are so fucking like, what a.
But I don't know. Who knows? It could be the same guy that was caught breaking into that.
Right.
man's
Did you remember
apartment.
that one? And he's, oh God.
like
I'm
that.
so fucking paranoid. Like, I just keep my windows closed and locked all the time.
Oh yeah. I haven't opened a window in years.
I haven't even breathed fresh air. I actually, in my apartment, whenever I leave to go, like the trash chute isn't that far.
Yeah,
But you
doesn't
guys
matter.
play in my head and usually in my AirPods. But when I take it out, I literally lock it.
Yeah.
And like every single time, even if I am gone for 3 minutes, I do not care. Lock your doors. Do not ever give someone the opportunity. Like it takes 2 seconds. And is it rare? Sure. But
Yeah,
it does happen.
it does.
So like having a healthy fear of that and
Someone,
awareness.
someone who's motivated, they're
Totally.
clocking that and they're just all they need is a window of time.
Yeah.
Ugh. Gives me the creep.
Pepper
Also,
spray.
men. It's men. Like, when
Yeah.
people are like, "Oh, people doing these horrible things," I'm like, okay. And then like the 1%ers. Yeah, does Eileen Wuornos exist? Sure.
Yeah.
We could talk about the circumstances that led to that also, but
Right.
it's just like, yeah,
Yeah. That's our biggest threat.
all the time.
Sorry.
Like,
Not all of them for sure, but all of them that do it.
yeah.
Yeah. Common denominator.
Do you have any big cases that you want to ask about? You know the big case I want to ask about, but I
I
also don't
know.
want to put you in a position
Which
to be
one?
sued. Jonbenet.
Okay. Oh God.
Because you guys, I actually just listened in a rewind to you guys covering it. Is that something you're worried about getting sued about?
No. Am I going to get
who do you
sued
think
about
did
it?
I don't know that. I know that they can be a little litigious.
Can they?
but-
Yeah,
Okay.
that family. But
Well, here's the thing.
do you think happened what we all think happened?
Allegedly. Just say that over and over. It seems like the call's coming from inside the house.
Literally.
However, I don't think that the call coming from outside the house has been explored enough to be like, it's another one where you can tell me all these bits and I'm like, yeah, that happened. And then the other one, I'm like, no, I don't know. I don't fucking know. Because it's so, I wish they would do that DNA test again. They are, right?
Yeah, I mean, they keep saying they're going to, and
It's
then
so
I just feel like
sad.
it never gets.
How
It's
old
so
is
sad.
this case?
It was
40
1986.
years?
She was my age, and again, why did I know so much about Jonbenet as a
Right.
6-year-old? That
It's
but
on
my
every
mom,
magazine.
again, love her. She was a flawed woman. She used to hold me and weep while we were watching the news because I looked so much like her, like
Oh
with
my
big blonde, big blue
God.
eyes and
Yeah,
blonde
yeah.
hair and whatever. And so she just like put that on me to like help her feel better about this missing child. And I was like, why do I know about this? So that's like, it's just stuck with me from early. Like, do you feel like true crime that was early on that you were early and often?
Well, I'm a fucking zennial. So from the 80s, we would just watch like horror movies. My mom put on, I got my slumber party when I was 5 for my birthday, and she put on
Predator?
Predator, I think.
Predator or Alien?
One of those.
Alien versus
for
Predator?
a bunch of
Coven?
5-year-old children.
Uh-huh.
So and they all had to go home. So like, yeah, we just did that all the time. You know what else I think though? Wait, hold on. I was going to say that I think that Jonbenet is going to turn out like the yogurt shop murders, and it's going to be a fucking random pedophile who's committed a ton of fucking crimes. He's dead already. I bet
can't
it's
believe
not.
I can't
bet it's
believe
not the
that was just
family.
solved. By the way, I thought of you guys also when I was like, oh,
That was
it happened.
That
I
was
mean,
amazing.
I just remember, like my whole life growing up. Well, I would have been 10 in 96. I was just, sitting at the grocery store, just looking at her face.
Yeah.
Like, it's just inescapable.
Yeah.
yeah,
and
they
it's
really
so
shoved it
sad.
down your throat back then.
Yeah. But like, it's just amazing that after all of that, after being on everyone's radar, whether you wanted or knew or what anything, still no end.
Yeah.
Or no resolve.
One other case I feel like I would want to ask about would be the Golden State Killer because of, I'm not sure of your ties too, but Karen's friend who was
Michelle McNamara.
Michelle McNamara was so incredible, and I'm so sad she didn't get to see all of that come to fruition. But she literally is just someone who took that on, and she was from the area, right? Like,
Yeah.
or she had some tie there of why, like,
right.
stuck with her and helped fucking find this guy.
She absolutely
And
did.
it was a fucking cop, an old man. We knew, and it's just like
an angry old man who, that story, I became so obsessed with it. I listened to that book like falling asleep. It's called, what's it called? Michelle McNamara, I'll Be Gone in the Dark. I listened to that over and over again until I like couldn't stay at my house overnight alone. I had to have my dad sleep on the couch because I was
geez.
too scared. It's incredible.
Did you know her?
I had like messaged with her. We had just started the podcast like a couple months earlier, and we were like in talks with her about like how incredible she was and her true crime background and as a writer. But I didn't know her, but Karen knew her personally. So yeah, that was just fucking devastating.
Michelle McNamara was one of the reasons that the Golden State Killer was brought to justice with the DNA and the Ancestry.com, the thing that had happened. And she had poured so much work, had been pulling in her resources on her own time to get this figured out.
Yeah.
And then she passed away right before, or sometime maybe a year before or something before.
Right before her book, like her book wasn't finished. So they finished it. It came out and right away it was solved.
Damn.
There's a great documentary, which the name escapes me also, about this. And because I remember seeing Karen, they interviewed her for it. But
yeah.
So if you...
I think there's an I'll Be Gone in the Dark documentary that's like, kind of covers everything with Paul Holes and
look up if you haven't watched the documentary specifically from her eyes, and they have excerpts of the book and her own personal journal entries and whatnot. It's very worth. I mean, it's an incredible story.
It is.
I'm gonna have to check that out.
So glad they caught him. Obviously,
not on this case, but on another case. I'm curious what you have to say about what's her name, the girl that went missing from the cruise ship.
Oh my God.
Amy Lynn Bradley.
Wow.
Amy Bradley.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
What do you think happened to her?
I don't know.
Did you watch the documentary?
Yeah. And it made me...
It's so sad.
It seems like she went over in that time period. Like she was on the deck or on the balcony.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
but they were talking about like physically that would be very...
Yeah. She had to do it on
We're
purpose.
We're in different camps about this. I very much think she went over, whether it was on purpose or an accident or whatever.
Yeah.
But based on the fact that she came back to the room, was quite literally in the room, and then the dad woke up, I just think an accident happened. I think she probably
But someone
got
said they
sick
spotted her with the guy after that.
I know, but people aren't always reliable narrators.
Of course.
true.
Of course. But I think when there's multiple people that there has been sightings of her, they did have that weird IP address somewhere in that area that keeps checking the site. Like, why? I don't know. There's a lot of suspicious things. Like, I think that's a very simple answer and reasonable. Yeah, of course. And maybe it is always that. But these other things have been like, I don't know, substantiated in a way that I'm like, all right, well.
Oh, I mean, it's upsetting, and the documentary was definitely compelling.
Yeah, it was.
For far too long, we've been stuck with generic one-size-fits-all vitamins. And the work is put on us to know what additional supplements we need to support our symptoms. Perelel is reinventing vitamins from the ground up. As
the first OBGYN-founded vitamin company, they're defining a new era of women's health. One where your supplements actually understand your hormones, your stage of life, and your unique needs. It's about time.
I love Perelel's powder line because they're not just your typical protein or greens powder. These are doctor-formulated with women in mind, and they're safe for pregnancy and breastfeeding. But honestly, anyone can take them. Like, their protein powder isn't just protein. It's protein plus fiber plus creatine.
Wow. Their greens have antioxidants and fiber. Even their hydration powder has collagen and hyaluronic acid. It's like getting multiple supplements in one thoughtful, delicious powder.
With targeted nutrition for every stage of women's hormonal life, menstrual health, fertility, pregnancy, postpartum, perimenopause, and daily wellness, Perelel has got you covered. Finally, there are doctor-formulated routines and convenient daily packets and targeted supplements like hormonal balance support for specific health goals.
It's so easy to take with daily powders, including protein, electrolytes, sleep support, and greens powder. Just mix it in your water and go about your day.
All powders are safe for pregnancy and breastfeeding, but designed for all life stages and made with bioavailable ingredients your body can actually absorb.
Exclusive for our listeners, new customers can enjoy 20% off their first order with code DISRESPECTFULLY. Visit PerelelHealth.com. That's PerelelHealth.com. Solved or unsolved, what case comes to mind just when you think of your career as true crime, of like what has stayed with you?
Oh my God. I'm really into cold cases. Like I know. I'm obsessed. Karen hates cold cases, but the yogurt shop murders, I have been obsessed with, for so long. There's an incredible book about it called Who Killed These Girls? It's Austin, Texas in the late 90s early 90s. And these 4 teenage girls got were murdered in this yogurt shop in Austin, Texas. These like teenage boys admitted to it. They went to fucking prison. One of them was on death row.
Whoa.
And yeah, just a few months ago, they found the DNA match of this fucking asshole, probable serial killer who died with the same kind of gun and bullet as the one that was used at the crime scene.
So why did these guys say they did it?
That's the crazy thing is like, it's so easy.
It's kind of the J of it all to me in terms of coercion of possible, of
so
people.
Easy.
Yeah, of people making them believe they did it under tactics of interrogation and whatnot.
Right.
And,
yeah,
I that's what I would speculate at least.
And I think they believe it when they admit it, that they believe that they did it. They're convinced because they're these young, not super smart people who are, put in these extreme circumstances and just want to get out of them and will admit to anything and believe what they're saying because the authority is that, they believe in police officers. They don't think they're lying to them. Police officers can lie to you as much as they fucking want.
They
don't
admit
talk
that
to
which
police.
is why
they
don't talk to them.
Don't let the cats
It's
out.
crazy.
Don't let the cops in. Just FYI. It's like,
I gotta watch the yogurt shop murders because that's been on my list. How do you feel about the Amanda Knox case?
Oh, I feel bad for her, but I feel bad for the victim. That's like not,
of course,
not part of her story anymore.
Yeah, and I think that's kind of like the general thing. Even I think Amanda Knox is like, okay, like
she seems.
Do you think she was guilty?
No, I think she had absolutely nothing to fucking do with it.
Okay, thank God.
She wasn't even home. Like, it's so scary.
It's maddening.
It's so
and
terrifying.
Again, more corruption and police lying, and
but like in a language that you don't understand, and a way that I just feel like how scary.
I've talked about this on this podcast, but my sister was going to UW at that time. So I can't remember if Amanda was 2 years older than her, but my sister knew her sister. And so it was like pretty early on, we were under the impression we knew that she didn't do it. And it was like something weird was happening. But yeah, that's actually in a documentary, one of the ones she did before this Hulu show came out. I remember the opening line like really stayed with me. She was like, either I am the most evil, sadistic mastermind of all time, or I'm you.
Yeah.
And it's true. Like that does happen. Obviously, we have a really imperfect justice system here, but
stupid decisions too, like her making out with her boyfriend. Like, what a dumb fucking thing to do.
Yeah.
When you're
like 21
exactly
or however old she was, like that's what you're doing.
You're just like a baby angel. You don't know what the fuck.
Well, you guys talk about all the time that you can't base whether you think someone is guilty or not how they are reacting in the immediate aftermath. And there are caveats. It's like, okay, Chris Watts.
Yeah. Oh my God.
That motherfucker.
Piece of shit.
Yeah, that is true. But that is very much an example of like, yeah, she wasn't acting normal, but at the time she's thinking I didn't do anything.
Right.
So I'm just like,
well, I'm really glad that's changing of like, this is how you're supposed to grieve. And if you don't do it, there's something wrong with you. I like that now it's like everyone grieves in their own fucked up way, in the same way that everyone's joyful in their own fucked up way. It's like not everyone, there's not a linear way to show grief that makes it like a telltale sign that you did or didn't commit this crime. You know?
Yeah. But that becomes like the main sticking point of like, she had to do it because look, she was behaving. It's like, crying. That's so flimsy.
Yeah.
Did you watch the Catfish Mom documentary?
Yes. Oh my God. Oh my
God.
What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah.
That was kooky crazy.
I want to adopt that little girl and like
Poor thing.
raise her to be like, she's so fucked. She's so fucked.
She's so fucked. Or the body cam footage of watching
when she
her find that out. I've never seen someone so clearly dissociate. She's just like not there.
And the mom, and she's holding
the way
her.
it gives to me, it gives Munchausen by proxy. The way the mom is touching her, it reminds me of Gypsy Rose Blanchard and her mom, like how she was always touching her, but it was a control touch. It wasn't a comfort touch. Like that's what that read like to me.
She's like, oh my God, like get that girl into therapy immediately for the rest of her life. I mean, we all should be, but
yeah. I mean, especially the way she's been like, since her mom has served the time and done, she's just like, well, it's my mom. It's like, babe.
Yeah. It took me a long time to like be mad about childhood because you're like, well, they did their best. Great. And they didn't A, B, and C, and they did A, B, and C. So I have no right to be upset about these obvious other red flags. And it's like, you have to learn like really slowly in therapy that it's like, you could still like feel badly about things without blaming and still loving the person. It's just a different way to do it.
And now millions and millions of people know this like deeply traumatic personal thing that you went through with your own mother.
The messages while she was in prison, which I'm confused about because they're not supposed to be in contact. So her mom's messaging her in prison, and it gave like, it to me was like an older like person grooming a young person for in a dating situation, like how love bombing they came off as. And I'm like, yeah, of course she's feeling that way, but holy shit, does she need support to unpack that? Like, you trust me, it's just because they're your mom. Trust me, I understand.
So
but
disturbing.
just because someone's your parent doesn't mean that they should be in your life.
Right. Or they have the best interest for you.
There's someone that can torture and torment you for 2 years nearly daily on a daily basis,
like about specific things that
sexual,
are wrong,
weird shit.
The word creamy was thrown around a lot.
I've never seen the word creamy used so much as a descriptor. I'm like,
did it do this to you though? Did it go like, well, my mom never did that. Like my mom would never fucking done that. My mom, like, at least my mom, you know, Janet's got her fucking issues, but she would have never fucking.
That's a special kind of like.
Yeah, my childhood was like a perfect movie from the 90s, like one of those families where like everyone's smiling all the time compared to that.
Yeah, exactly.
Jesus.
Can I tell you something? I've told the story, so I'm going to be really brief about it before, but just so you know, because you were talking about the movie your mom let you watch when you were 5, that's super inappropriate. True crime really started for me in 1996 when my mom showed me and my sister Eye for an Eye, just that opening scene. Kiefer Sutherland, Sally Field.
Oh, yeah.
Do you remember what happened in that opening scene?
What is it?
Something really, this girl gets home early from school. Her mom, Sally Field, stuck in traffic. She's on the phone. They're on the phone. She's like, oh, I need to get the door. And Sally Field's like, don't answer the door when we're not home. Answers the door. Kiefer Sutherland pushes her in, violently rapes and murders her. Oh my God. And Sally Field's on the phone, which is fun. So she's out of the car trying to get, she doesn't want to hang up the phone. She dies. My mom pauses it. God rest her soul. I love my mother. She made a big fuck up, but we lived in a bad neighborhood, and me and my sister was watching me as a 7 and 5.
Oh, this was like an educational moment.
Yes. Yeah. My mom paused the movie and looks at me and Brittany and goes, girls, if you open the door when mommy and daddy aren't home, this is what will happen to you. Like, and in therapy, many, many years later, I was so fucked up about that. Like, hello, in therapy. And I didn't, she passed before I had the chance to discuss it with her. And I know her heart was in the right place.
Totally.
But in therapy, they were like, did they talk to you after, like, about what you saw or what you were thinking or feeling? And I said, she said it's time for bed. We went to bed. I remember being in the bunk bed with my sister, hearing her peacefully snooze. We had different brain chemistry. Yeah. She's not mentally ill in the same way as me. And me, like, panicking and just feeling really, really unsafe.
Like waiting for Kiefer Sutherland to come fucking murder you.
Like the boogeyman. Yeah. And then it's like that just set this fucking tone for the rest of my paranoid life. So it was just like, she meant well, but holy... what an airball. Yeah. I'm like, Jules.
We know different ways to do it now, hopefully. That's like a little bit.
Well, and also,
she had the right idea.
My therapist was also like, have you ever considered why that she was training an 8-year-old and a 6-year-old for something? So why you were alone? Like why you were having to protect yourself and it was on you for this not to happen? And I was like, yeah, that's an excellent question. Hello, the 90s.
Totally.
I'm like, I have nieces that are 5 and 2. So in a few years, I'm like, yeah, no, we'll be going a different route. I'm just like, couldn't imagine. So
I mean, there has to be a medium between that and the gentle parenting.
Yes.
Because gentle parenting is like, that's just too soft for everybody. Yeah. But like
I think there were other options she could have explored, but she was scared and knew too much about the world. And again, we at the time lived in a bad neighborhood. So she was, but I'm like, I don't know.
I mean, it was cutting the fat and getting straight to the point.
I couldn't literally not imagine. I was 6 and just being like,
I think of my nephew who's 6. I'm like, you need to watch this with me. Like my nephew got scared at fucking Edward Scissorhands, and I'm going to be like, you're going to get.
Come get a haircut.
Yeah, I wasn't allowed to watch like Beavis and Butthead growing up for like the swearing of it all. But like, but my dad would put on Terminator, and my little brother's like, 5, and the next morning at breakfast, I'll be back, baby. And my mom's like, where the fuck you hear that?
Do you want to know how old I was when I watched Pulp Fiction? Oh, I was 10. My dad, I got up because I couldn't sleep, and he was watching it, and he didn't want to change what he was watching, so he gave me chips, and he was like, don't tell your mother to like watch
Pulp Fiction?
Yeah, the whole scene. I got to see all of it. So that was fun. Did you guys have parents that were like, we'll let you watch whatever as long as I'm there to give context?
My mom was never home to give context.
Okay, great.
No, there was no, you could watch whatever you want. Like there was no rules really. Like we were latchkey kids, so it was just like do whatever. Mm-hmm. Do whatever.
I mean, I was my favorite thing to do when I was homesick was watch Maury Povich. That is way worse than any movie.
I watched a lot of fucked up,
but
talk shows.
Just people. Jerry Springer, like my. I was exposed to just that level of humanity from a young age.
It's ugly. I'm like, there's clearly why I'm not having children. It's like I don't want to I don't want to fuck someone's life up. Even like with good intentions, I'm going to fuck their life up somehow.
I'm just getting by with my own. So like we're going to stick with this.
Yeah.
I just know there's people out there listening that had context parents, but my point about that is never once was context provided in any capacity.
No.
So we're watching whatever the fuck, whenever. And it was just like, those are also mostly probably latchy kids that get it. Like, if you're a latchy kid, you get it.
Yeah.
Like, it's just what it was.
I mostly had a hard time watching anything with my family if there was like any type of like sexual stuff.
Oh, yeah.
I couldn't.
So creepy.
I wanted to die.
Yeah, that's nightmare fuel. But
I
watched
watched
Sex
Pulp
and the
Fiction
City
with my dad, actually, now that you mentioned that.
Yeah, and that's also a bummer. I was like, what are you doing? Like, what?
I don't
You
think
think these
he
ruffles are
knew.
going to erase this memory?
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
Oh, God. Creepy.
That's how we have fun here. I do want to talk about Colin Farrell really quickly because you guys love Colin Farrell and you've heard such great stories about him. And
Yeah.
I
didn't
love
we just hear-
Colin Farrell.
I love him, and he seems like a genuine person.
He does. Like, he like an under the radar, like does good things, nice person. I did see him in Los Feliz once. He had on like a headband, like a stretchy headband. And I was like, guys are not supposed to look hot in a fucking
I saw
headband.
a photo of him wearing that straight out of a yoga class. Sweat, so glistening.
Oh my God.
I saw him in the flesh at Voda Spa.
Mm-hmm.
So like really in the flesh, I saw
Yeah.
him, and I was trying to not stare, but like, how do you not? The man is so beautiful.
I don't really normally, I'm not into like pretty dudes usually. Like, I don't like your pretty fucking face that everyone loves. I want like something interesting and like quirky and fun and cute. But he is.
Vince is listening to this right
I
now.
know.
Like,
Well, Vince is like totally my type. I saw him and I was like,
a man
that
with
guy.
a weird hairline.
Yeah,
Love it.
I don't mind that. He's going bald. I think it's fucking hot because he's like confident about it, right?
Yeah.
So, but Colin Farrell, I mean, yeah, there's something about him, and maybe it's the accent too, where it's like less threatening when you're not American.
Those eyes, that smile, the hair, everything's.
Yeah.
Damn. Okay.
no, he's just, that's, I mean, an obscure thing for me to bring up, but I just like love that you guys, we always appreciate, especially living in LA, when we see like celebs in the wild.
Yes.
And it's just like great when someone actually seems like they are who you hope they are.
Yeah, we all
Mhm.
have those stories of running into famous people and it just being the weirdest.
Oh yeah.
It's like Keanu Reeves.
Oh,
Mike,
and
talk about
Also
beautiful.
someone I think is nice,
Yes,
right?
seems very cool.
Okay.
Also,
Where was it?
hot.
It was at the Beverly Center, like right
What?
before The Matrix came out, and we were on the, there's the long ass escalators that take you from the parking garage,
Mhm.
and we were passing each other on the escalator, and he had like on a trench coat and just,
Of course he
Did he
did.
offer you a pill of any kind? Like, was
I
he like,
wish.
these are-
No,
Okay, just
but I
kept
swear
going.
to God, we made sexy eye contact. Like I'm sure of it, and he was so beautiful.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
like shouldn't exist in real life. Beautiful. Like couldn't be anything but an actor because he's so gorgeous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know who we get real horned up for that we see around town? Johnny Knoxville.
No, really?
Yeah.
He's aging like a fine wine.
Yeah, that man is
He is
seasoned.
salt and pepper
Seasoned.
now,
That's-
but
yeah.
looks like, honestly, has aged in a way that would lead me to believe he didn't make the choices that he made in his younger years, which gives me hope for like
Right.
where I'm headed. I'm like,
Right.
please. And he's probably not even getting Botox. He looks great.
He's probably getting like blood transfusions from like children or something.
100%.
Right?
But it's working for him.
There's some maybe a little Illuminati action happening
definitely.
there.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I want to know more about that.
The Illuminati?
Yeah.
You want to join?
No one's ever asked.
I would say
marry in.
You know,
That'd be
I would do like a weekend retreat. I don't know if I want to
100%.
fully commit, but I just want to like know a little bit.
cool. Yeah. I want to know
enough
secrets.
to get me running, but
Earth is hard and awful and probably
Yeah.
not that much longer. So I'm just
No.
kind of like, oh yeah, if you offer me a golden potion, I'm like, I wouldn't say no. I also, people hand me most things to drink and I'm like, yeah, so why would that be any different?
Right.
Don't have to go to get Botox anymore.
Oh my God, that'd be great.
Hey, do you have any things that you'd like to ask any cases or anything that you're biting your tongue about?
Too loaded. Too loaded, not ready.
Okay, not that. Okay, then how was tour?
Tour's great. We're doing our last shows in New York this coming weekend if we can fly. But it's been really crazy and fun. We haven't done it since quarantine, so like I forgot what it was like. And we're filming a couple of the shows for something that I'm not allowed to say yet, but I'll
Ooh.
tell you after.
Incredible. Just I could tell us all.
do you
I love
do you
off-mic
enjoy
conversations.
touring? Like,
I always say I don't like touring, but I love live shows.
got it.
Touring is like not actually fun if you've ever done it and like or been in a band. Like you see a hotel room, an airport, the green room backstage. You eat like shit.
Mhm.
You have to keep yourself fucking amped up all day for this one thing and then have to go to bed early because you're going to have to get up early and leave. It's just like too much. And I'm fucking old now. And I'm a homebody. I want my cats. I like want my bed. So that, I'm not complaining about it. Obviously, I'm so lucky to get to do it, but I love live shows. They're just, it's fucking insane to walk out on stage and have people like,
oh yeah,
cheer for you. Like, what are you talking about? And then the meet and greets after, like the kindest people who are like, you saved my life because of this, this, and this. And you're like, this like feeds your soul.
Yeah, but also it's like intense imposter syndrome. You're like, I am so not this cool.
One lady was like, I postponed my chemo for a week so I could come to the show.
Ma'am,
and it's like,
have you talked to a doctor about that?
I know. I went home and like lost it crying because like, this is too much pressure. But it's just, it's amazing. Like we have just the most incredible listeners as you guys do.
I know. Well, one day maybe we'll.
You
should. We haven't
like
looked into. Yeah, it's definitely a possibility. People don't like how I say tour in this podcast. Curious because so it was COVID that slowed you down. How often were you guys touring before COVID? Was it just like an annual thing or like semi-annual? Like what were you?
It was like semi, and we're kind of just like riding this insane wave and saying yes to everything because knowing that this isn't going to last forever. So like realizing we had this big audience, starting to do shows, and our agent was like, can you please let me do this so you guys aren't like just fucking this up? And so we let them. And so just kind of like, every 6 months there'd be like a run of tours or a run of shows. And we went to Australia and the UK and fucking Europe and shit.
I mean, you say like this is not gonna last forever 10 years in. So
yeah,
I mean, like,
no, I think it was
still waiting.
Yeah, I mean, I understand that some degree, like with job security, but like you are the ones in charge, so that's kind of awesome. Where do you want to ultimately take? Do you want to My Favorite Murder?
I'm done.
The
soon.
Series.
I'm honestly done soon. Like I'm tired as fuck, and my mental health with all this true crime is not. I didn't start a podcast to be a businesswoman. And now I'm a fucking businesswoman owning this fucking podcast network. Like I did a podcast so I could not podcast at 10 a.m. and like not go to a desk job. And now I'm in an office. Like, I just want to enjoy it. And like, the thing of like, when something stops giving you gifts, it's time to move on.
Yeah.
So kind of, I like really want to see what's going to be next. But my brain is so inundated with the past 10 years that have been so insane and unbelievable that I just don't have the capacity to like plan a mental health podcast or write a book or, it's just, I need some time. I'm just like a little bit, I started when I was 35 and I'm fucking in perimenopause. So
I might be in perimenopause.
I
we're not too different after all.
Get your shit checked, please.
I mean, I think it's an incredible thing that you guys have built. You're beyond impressive and it's inspiring as fuck. So
thanks
for being, women in male-dominated industries.
Hell yeah.
No, I'm gonna try not to cry right now. I mean, it's the same thing that everyone says to you all the time, from mental health to just being a source of comfort during tremendously dark moments in my own life. I know people feel that way also. Just like, thank you for what you've done. Like this, and we look up to you just as women who have, like we said, it's a fucking patriarchy, and we're doing everything we can to dismantle that bitch.
I love that. I know you guys are. You're both fucking badasses. I feel like your older auntie who's like cheering you on from like, you guys are killing it, and I appreciate you having me.
Thank you so much for being here.
This is such a dream.
Like an honor.
Thank you.
I'm gonna go face around. But anyway, Georgia, thank you so much. Obviously, if you haven't heard about her little show, go check out My Favorite Murder. Available everywhere you get your podcasts.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
That's all.
That the episode?
That's the episode.
Okay, love you. Bye.
Okay, love you. Bye.
Babe, you're gonna see the power of women, like disrespectfully.